Taliban militants have pushed into the capital of Urozgan province in the south. The militants engaged in fierce clashes with the government forces in the city of Tirinkot, forcing all government officials out of the city. Top provincial leaders have fled to an Afghan military base in the city's airport. The Taliban have overrun or destroyed all checkpoints around the city of Tirinkot and reached near the governor's compound and police headquarters. The militants have released a statement promising protection for government forces if they surrender peacefully. Tirinkot is the third Afghan provincial capital to come under Taliban attack since last year. The cities of Kunduz and Lashkargah were also overrun by Taliban members, but were liberated afterwards by government forces. Let's cross over to the Afghan capital, Kabul, and speak to our correspondent Amin Alami, who joins us live. Now, Amin, tell us a bit more about the current situation there in Tirinkot and the strategic importance of Urozgan province.
Well, Kenny's, let me say that nowadays Afghan National Security Forces are experiencing very difficult days as they are engaged in fierce fighting with the terrorists, including Taliban, Daesh and Al-Qaeda-linked terror groups in at least 15 of Afghanistan's 34 provinces. Although Afghanistan's armed forces have recently retaken control over two key districts in northern Kunduz and eastern Paktia provinces, but they are now facing another major battle in southern Urozgan province. As local officials and authorities here in the Afghan capital Kabul say, hundreds of Taliban militants have attacked the city of Tirinkot, which is the capital city of Urozgan province in southern Afghanistan. After a few hours of exchanging of fire with the Afghan security forces there, the Taliban militants finally succeeded to capture police checkposts around the city, and then they began to target governmental buildings inside the city. Currently, fierce fighting is underway and inside the city of Tirinkot, and the Afghan security forces are strongly resisting against the Taliban militants. I took to the head of Tirinkot police a few minutes ago. He said that heavy ground operations and airstrikes have been launched in Tirinkot city, and that Taliban militants have lost 55 of their militants during the clash between them and Afghan National Security Forces. In the meantime, some top Afghan officials here in the capital say that the possible collapse of Tirinkot city is just propaganda because hundreds of Afghan special security forces have arrived at the scene. Sorry for that. They say, local top Afghan officials here in Kabul say that because special forces have arrived at the scene, Taliban will again experience another major defeat, and the Afghan security forces will not let them to gain the control over this strategic city in southern Afghanistan.
All right, I mean, I'll let you take a breath there for a bit. However, one question does remain is about the rise of these militant groups, be it the Taliban, Al-Qaeda-linked groups, or even Daesh. It seems after years of fighting, they still seem to have members, weapons, and are becoming quite a formidable force for the Afghan army.
Well, experts here, not experts only, but some top Afghan officials have repeatedly pointed out their fingers at some foreign intelligence services for backing terrorism in Afghanistan to reach their own interests via this country and through backing terrorism, and now backing Takfiri groups, Takfiri group who is Daesh in Afghanistan. On the other hand, military experts here believe that the main cause behind some defeats of Afghan security forces in the battlegrounds is the lack of proper coordination between top military officials here in Kabul and, again, interference of some spy agencies inside the Afghan government to back the Taliban militant instead of fighting against them.
Okay, Press TV's Amin Alami there reporting from the Afghan capital, Kabul. Amin, thanks very much indeed.